guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kate. This video is my How to Cover Eczema 2.0. I did a video like this about 2 years ago, but some of the products I used have changed and some of the techniques I use have changed. So if you want to see how I cover my eczema now, like when I'm going out and I want really full coverage, then just keep watching. So starting off, I've already washed, exfoliated and moisturized my skin, and I'm going in with the Mecca Hydrating Primer. I love this one. I feel like it takes down a bit of the redness and it feels really cooling on my skin. So today I'm using the Stila Stay All Day Foundation on a damp beauty blender. I've been loving this foundation at the moment because of how high coverage it is and how long it lasts on my skin. I found this one, as long as I'm keeping my skin hydrated, it doesn't separate on my face like some other foundations do. And I'm using a fair bit of product on the sponge and blending it out all over my face. This bit does take quite a long time, which is why I've sped it up. So it's important to go over the areas where you have extra eczema or extra pigmentation or it's a little bit more red. Now this look obviously is more full coverage. It's the look I use when I've got something on, like an event or a party or something, and I want my makeup to last as long as possible. Now don't forget to take a bit of that foundation down your neck. I use a brush because it puts it on a little bit more naturally but still covers any eczema. So you can see I've still got a little bit of eczema showing through, so I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I love this one because it's really high pigment but really thin, so it doesn't cake up your face but it gives you that coverage. I was pretty lucky today that the bit where my eczema is flared happens to be where I would like to highlight the skin, which is why I'm using a slightly lighter shade. Otherwise normally I would just go in with one the same shade as my skin. Now there are just still a few areas that I want that little bit of extra coverage, so I'm going in with a teensy bit more of my foundation. The powder I've been loving to set my face is the Smashbox Halo Hydrating Powder. You'll notice when I'm picking up the powder on my brush, I'm dabbing it onto my skin first. This stops any streak marks or moving the foundation around and really sets it and pushes it into place. I love this powder because it is more hydrating than other powders and it doesn't dry out my skin but still gives like a lot of extra coverage as it is a powder foundation. Now onto bronzer just to warm up the skin. I've been obsessed with this Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. It's the perfect shade, it's not too warm, it's not too cool, it just gives a really natural bronze look to the skin. And of course I'm still contouring with the Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. It smells so good and it's the perfect shade to sort of carve out and pretend that I have cheekbones. Because we've set the face so well, it's not going to cling to dry patches or look muddy on the skin, which is exactly what we want. I'm using a MAC blush in the shade Melba. I like this one, it's matte, it's peachy. When you've got a lot of texture on your skin, mine is particularly focused around my cheeks, you don't want to be using anything with too much shimmer because it draws attention to the texture. Lately I've been using this Stila highlighter, which is one of their new ones in the shade Kitten. I love it because it's more of that wet look, so it doesn't have the chunky glitter in it that will draw attention to texture even more. And I am placing it in places where I don't have too much texture, so I'm keeping it really sort of close to the eye, on my cheekbone and Cupid's bow. And once I've done the rest of my makeup, I go in and I set it with an Urban Decay setting spray to keep my skin nice and hydrated and settle any of that powder. So that's it for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that any of you girls or guys with eczema learnt something and maybe gave you a few ideas of products to try or techniques to try next time you're heading out. And yeah, leave any comments or questions you have down below and I will get back to all of you. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Bye.